Africa's oldest scientific observation was about the stars. When we think of the origins of astronomy, images of ancient Greek philosophers, Egyptian temple priests, or Babylonian stargazers often come to mind. But long before these civilizations flourished, Africa itself was home to some of the earliest and most sophisticated astronomical observations in human history. These early African societies did not merely gaze at the night sky. They measured, recorded, and applied the movements of the sun, moon, and stars to solve practical problems, organize their societies, and anticipate seasonal changes. African astronomy, rooted in observation and mathematics, demonstrates that scientific thought is universal, arising wherever humans seek to understand and predict the natural world. From the stone circles of the Nubian desert to oral traditions in West Africa, the continent's ancient peoples were pioneers in charting the cosmos. Nabta Playa, Africa's ancient observatory. One of the most remarkable examples of early African astronomy is Nabta Playa, located in the Nubian desert of southern Egypt. This archaeological site, dating to around 6,000, 5,000 BC, predates Stonehenge by thousands of years. Nabta Playa was not just a ceremonial center, it was a functioning astronomical observatory. Archaeologists have identified stone alignments and circles that correspond precisely to the summer solstice, suggesting that the ancient inhabitants could track solar movements to mark seasonal transitions. These observations were critical because they allowed communities to anticipate the annual flooding of the Nile, a key event for agriculture. By predicting the flooding and drought cycles, the people of Nabta Playa could plan planting, harvesting, and livestock management with precision. The stone structures themselves are a testament to empirical reasoning and measurement. Certain stones align with the rising and setting positions of stars and the sun. By carefully observing celestial cycles, communities developed systems to predict seasonal changes, which were essential for their survival. These calendars were based on solar cycles, alignments at Nabta Playa, and other sites tracked solstices, enabling precise prediction of the longest and shortest days of the year. Lunar phases, monthly cycles of the moon, helped organize short-term planning, such as religious ceremonies, communal gatherings, and agricultural tasks. Stellar positions, the rising and setting times of specific stars like Sirius and Orion, served as markers for planting and harvesting seasons. The predictive nature of these calendars reflects scientific thinking. Observers recorded patterns over years and generations, allowing them to anticipate the timing of natural events. This was not guesswork, it was data-driven decision-making, an early form of applied astronomy. The Dogon and the Sirius star system. Far to the west, in present-day Mali, the Dogon people also preserved detailed astronomical knowledge. Their oral traditions describe the movements of Sirius, including the invisible companion star Sirius B, which cannot be seen without a telescope. While some popular accounts have framed this knowledge as mystical, anthropologists have emphasized that the Dogon's observations were rooted in systematic study and careful record-keeping, passed orally across generations. The Dogon's star-based calendar tracked the agricultural seasons, ensuring the planting and harvesting of millet and sorghum occurred at optimal times. Scholars studying Nabta Playa, the Dogon, and other sites note that 1. Consistency of observation, celestial cycles were tracked over decades, ensuring reliable predictions. 2. Applied knowledge, astronomy informed agriculture, ritual timing, and social organization. 3. Communication of findings, knowledge was transmitted orally or encoded in artifacts, demonstrating systematic record-keeping. 4. Predictive power, observers could anticipate natural events like floods or seasonal changes, showing a practical understanding of causality. In essence, these societies were practicing science long before the term existed. Their observations were grounded in repeatable patterns, and they applied this knowledge in ways that directly benefited their communities. Implications for the history of science, the study of ancient African astronomy, challenges conventional narratives that place the origins of science exclusively in Europe. or the Near East. Africa was not a passive recipient of knowledge, it was actively producing sophisticated astronomical systems. Astronomy and society. Ancient African astronomy was deeply intertwined with society. Knowledge of the stars was practical, social, and political. Agriculture. Accurate prediction of seasonal change ensured food security. Ceremonies, astronomical events guided the timing of communal rituals and festivals. Governance. Leaders used celestial knowledge to legitimize authority, coordinate labor, and manage resources. The ability to track celestial cycles elevated societies, giving them predictive power over the environment. Far from being passive observers of nature, these communities actively used astronomy as a tool to shape their survival and prosperity. Preserving African scientific heritage, much of this knowledge survived orally or through fragile artifacts, making it vulnerable to loss through war, colonization, and environmental change. Modern archaeology, anthropology, and astronomy are uncovering and documenting these systems, revealing the depth of African contributions to early science. Preserving this heritage is crucial not only for historical accuracy, but for recognizing that Africa has long-standing scientific traditions. Sites like Nabta Playa and Dogon communities offer a tangible link to humanity's earliest efforts to understand and predict the cosmos. Africa's oldest scientific observations demonstrate that the continent was home to empirical, predictive, and practical astronomy long before many better-known civilizations. From the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the detailed star tracking of the Dogon, ancient Africans measured the sky, developed calendars, and applied knowledge to agriculture, society, and governance. These achievements remind us that science is universal, arising wherever humans are curious, observant, and systematic. By examining Africa's astronomical legacy, we not only correct historical misconceptions, but also gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity, precision, and creativity of ancient African societies. The stars of Africa were not merely a source of wonder, they were a tool for understanding the world, measuring time, and shaping civilization. Engage with history. If you found this exploration of Africa's ancient astronomy fascinating, subscribe for more stories uncovering forgotten scientific achievements. Leave a comment below. What ancient African discovery surprised you most? Let's celebrate the ingenuity of our shared human heritage together.